While overseas in Poland, President Trump warned about the dangers of big government. Roll tape.
Finally, on both sides of the Atlantic, our citizens are confronted by yet another danger, one firmly within our control. This danger is invisible to some, but familiar to the Poles. The steady creep of government bureaucracy that drains the vitality and wealth of the people. The West became great, not because of paperwork and regulations, but because people were allowed to chase their dreams and pursue their destinies. Americans, Poles, and nations of Europe value individual freedom and sovereignty.
Well, joining us now to talk about that particular angle, Kristin Tate, author of the book Government Gone Wild. Kristin, I would imagine this is right up your alley because Donald Trump talking about the dangers, the steady creep, as he put it, of big government. And what, you're a libertarian, so you must totally agree 100% with Donald Trump.
Yeah, you know, Donald Trump has always been about America first, but yesterday was the first time he kind of put that aside and embraced Western values as a whole. And I think he did a really great job of pinpointing what is the biggest threat to the West. It's not Russia, it's not ISIS, it is big government and bloated bureaucracy. And you know, Ashley, the left loves to protest and embrace socialism, but it's the people, the values, and the freedom that make the West so great, not government. And I mean, we've seen parts of Western Europe start to crumble by embracing socialism. Some of these places are starting to literally rot from within, like Greece. Look at what's happening there. The government continues to spend more than it takes in, and by promising its citizens more than it can afford, it's gotten itself into debt that is unpayable. And meanwhile, the unemployment rate continues to be at 25% in that country.
All right, another one for you, Kristin. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio in Germany, of all places, to join protesters at that G20 summit. He's leaving here just one day after an NYPD officer was murdered, assassinated in cold blood. He's also missing a police swearing-in ceremony. Kristin, let me ask you, what's your thoughts on that? You know, look, his movements, the mayor's movements, often counter to what people think is appropriate. How could you defend something like this?
It's indefensible. This is insulting on so many levels, Ashley. I mean, this is nothing more than an all-expense-paid trip for de Blasio to go protest our own president and visit his son, who's currently living in Berlin. And of course, while he's on this vacation, he missed the NYPD swearing-in ceremony, which is insulting enough as it is, but it's made worse by the fact that last week, a female NYPD cop, a mother of 3, was horrifically shot in the face while she was just trying to do her job. De Blasio is anti-cop. He's always been anti-cop. The NYPD force, they know that. And I bet you a lot of the cops at the ceremony yesterday were happy that he didn't bother showing up. It is so hard for cops to do their jobs today, and it's because of the anti-police environment that has been created by politicians like de Blasio and President Obama.
Yeah, indefensible, Kristin Tate just said. Kristin, very quickly, your take so far on Donald Trump's visit to the G20. How's he doing?
I think he's doing well, and I think his speech in Poland was the best we've seen from him. He projected strength, and we saw some vintage Trump there, especially during the Q&A when he started attacking CNN. But I thought it was presidential because, again, he put aside that America First mantra for a bit and focused on core values that can and should be embraced by all Western civilizations.
Kristin, thank you so much, as always, for your comments. We appreciate it on this Friday. Let's talk about the June jobs report that came out this morning. It showed employers had added 222,000 jobs last month.